think we are going to be live. I think we should be.
Good evening, good evening.
Good evening, everyone. So, I was just saying to Roz that Julie isn't here. She said that she was getting some stuff done and she couldn't make it tonight. So, you are stuck with me and Roz and whoever else shows up. I did speak to Lana today. She was going to see if she could possibly make it on. She did finish her cards and she did put an order in. So I was really proud of her.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
excited to see
I was,
those.
yeah, I was saying we don't have like the biggest audience, but if we put it out there and then you can show that you were on the show, I mean, it's all good stuff.
Hmm.
It's like kind of like a promotion.
Yeah,
So
it's
I
a
don't
good
know.
way for them to advertise. It's like, here, I was just here. Then you just put the link down for the YouTube, and then there's the hour getting to talk about them. I think it's great advertising.
I do too. And then that I noticed that on the podcasts, the few that got some more traffic from the podcast kind of world, not like going directly to us.
Uh-huh.
It was when there was descriptions, what we were talking about and what was going on. Like, if we just write Midnight Spark, nobody shows up. But if you write Midnight Spark and then we say we were talking about AI, and I think the one that got some views was the one that, um, what could you tell yourself? I mean, it was a simple like one liner, and that got a few views. So
Well,
I guess
because
it's
you can find
important to
out if
get
you have
those things.
interest in it.
Yeah, like because I'm sure like people
Yeah.
go search podcasts and they don't search for Midnight Spark because they don't know who we are, but they might be searching on AI or stuff like that. I did watch some of the Tony Robbins AI thing. It was a free um, webinar, and they had this lady that's like the ultimate lady in AI or whatever. And, she said the same thing that I say. And that's, it's not going to it's not going to replace you. It's just going to make what you do faster and more efficient
Mm.
if you like learn to get ahead of it. And then Dean Grassi, who is Tony's like, he's always in the different wealth seminars with him. He said, I had to watch the kids and I didn't know what to make for dinner. So I took a picture of my fridge and I'm like, I do that, right? I tell everybody to do that.
I
And then
think
he
that's
made,
an amazing thing. But I get stuck in these, it's the same thing again, over and over and over and over. So that would be quite a fun thing to do. Just take a picture and say, now what?
and commit to it, right? Like, because all the stuff we have in our house, it's all stuff we eat, right? So
Yeah.
it's like, it's not even like a family, like, oh, I don't eat that and I don't eat this. Uh, so it's kind of like the stuff that you have in the house. So it's got to be on your menu. It's got to be in your wheelhouse. So
Yeah.
that's a good thing. My sister called because her son and the daughter-in-law were out for dinner, and the waiter said, "This is really odd. The two people that were here before you were also celebrating their fifth anniversary because it's their fifth anniversary. And they were all sitting at this table number 27. And it was so like the anniversary, the fifth anniversary, and they all sat at the same table. So
Wow.
she wrote to my sister and said, do your magic, ma, so Linda calls me and I'm like, okay, AI, you are an amazing numerologist and you're going to use all this information to come up with a guide to what it means under the realm of you're a numerologist. And it was pretty cool. It was 5 is the year freedom and exploring.
Trump
And make it
hosted a Great Gatsby themed party.
Little girl stepped on the
food
remote.
Oh.
And She's watching TV. You like her? Is that who you wanted to watch? Did you pick a channel or you just turned the TV on? And then the fact that there were three of them, that was like a very good sign for all three of them. And then the table was I think a 27. So it was like it was very interesting. It was pretty cute, like how that
Huh.
came about.
Well, that's kind of neat that you could actually put that in there and say, now tell me what this is. I mean, because otherwise, how long would it take for you to go look up, grab your book, look it all up, one by one by one by one, and by the time you put a period at the end of the sentence, all of your information's right there.
Yeah.
So,
So normally I would be like, "Hey, Ma,
yeah.
you know, what does this mean?" Like and she put her spin on it. That would be it. Um, yeah. So it is really cool. And the other thing that Linda did was she sent me a picture, and there was a picture in her son's phone, and it was in their like living room, and it wasn't anybody they knew. And then
Oh.
yeah, her son was like, well, who's this person in the living room? So it winds up that the other son took a picture of their dog and
Oh.
said, if Ace was a man, what would he look like? And they took a picture of the man.
Oh.
Put a picture of the man. So then I did it for Max, and I saw what Max looked like. Max looked like an old skinny white guy with white hair and a beard. you know, but Ace was pretty cute, actually.
That's too
So
funny.
it was fun, and you could see like, oh yeah, he would look like that.
Hmm.
Oh, little girl. We didn't do little girl to see what little girl would look like.
Yeah, that would be cute. So you just put a picture of what they are now, or you just describe what they look like to
I
them.
took a picture of them and I
Yeah,
said, if I followed his prompt, if
yeah,
if Max was a man, what would he look like? And he
cute.
was skinny, and he was white haired. He's balancing on my thigh. This dog is just so
Hmm.
bizarre.
Maybe that's where the grandma showed up in your in your video
Yeah,
yesterday.
that
It
that's
was actually
definitely
one
like
of the
my mother.
dogs.
My mother like showing up for sure. Like the fact that like it's Linda and the baby. But that's also like, one of the things we could do is we can talk to people about like different things to do with AI. It's coming up with the name of a business. It's rebranding yourself. When you put something on TikTok and you want more views, saying like, what should I put for the hashtags? Um, what can I do? Like, what's the best time to go shopping? eh,
Mm,
at this place, when is the least amount of people there?
yeah.
It, it could really save you a lot of time.
Yeah, I like that idea because I that's one of my things. It's like, okay, I'll pay for it, now what? So it's
Yeah.
like, but yeah, how many times do people pay for things? I have, I don't know how many subscriptions to things I had, and I was just
Um,
sending money off and not utilizing them. So knowing what to do with something is a big giant part
yeah.
of that.
And you can ask for visuals. You could ask for charts. You could ask for, I'm going to go upstairs because I don't want to put up with this barking tonight. I'm just not in the mood. So I'm going to go upstairs, guys, into the office. See ya. You can make all the noise you want now. That's just the way it is. Like, make my life easier. Okay.
They just
I have
needed
to
to
get
make
used to
sure they
being,
had plenty to eat today.
you know, they don't always eat when I feed them. That's that whole thing.
Those silly little
Oh,
girls.
nice
Oh, well, I'm
quiet.
not both girls, silly little kids. That boy and the girl. Huh.
Yeah, little boy and a little girl.
Yeah.
But I guess it's a matter of, like you said, you have a reason like, oh, I paid for it, I want to use it. And then there's also, you paid for it, you might as well get the time back because time is like the only thing you can't replace, right? You could replace money, you could replace,
Yes, very good.
really everything, the time.
Yes, very
And
much so. That's yeah, and that's what the whole point of it too, right? Is to create more time.
create freedom, right, right.
Yeah, yeah.
And most of us don't look at it that way always. I was doing, trying to, I did a couple too many things maybe today. I finished up the Omi video,
Oh,
and
yay.
yeah, I finished another one, and then I was trying to put the book into book format, and like this, that I know what I know from putting books together, and then I have like a book. I bought some book making software a while back. You can make ebooks, and then there's a learning curve on that, right? Because I never used it. And then I could use Canva, which I use, but there's, when you are formatting a book and you're using like real software, it it has like where you copy the whole text and then you can just like tap it and then that like leaves the text there and then it continues. Like that feature doesn't seem to be on any of these cheaper softwares.
Oh, huh. Well,
So
I
I
have a
might have to go,
question
yeah.
about those. When you create one, are you just going in and telling it you want a blank document and just literally creating from nowhere? Or is there an actual, uh, is there
So
an,
there's, yeah, so there's a couple of different like, the book making software, they, it says like the different styles and stuff like that. But then it was like the learning curve was how to manipulate the information after it was in there because it wasn't like spaced correctly.
mm,
And I kind of like had a vision of like what I wanted it to look like, and it wasn't looking anything like that in that. It was just a regular book. I wanted to make it more of a like some soft design in the back, like, and make it pretty. So I could do it in Pages. I could do it in that new book program that I got. I could do it in Canva. Like I said, you have to break it up in Canva. So I have to figure out like how to do that. So it was just taking too much time.
mm.
And then I did get the information for the drug test that I have to do and the information for my background check. So I
Oh,
did that.
uh-huh.
So I have like a couple of days to go do a drug test. They're closed tomorrow and Sunday, so I have to go like Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. So that's kind of getting exciting.
Yeah, that is exciting. Did they come back really fast now? Before I know you used to have to wait like a week or two before they tell you something, and now isn't it within a couple days that they can come back and say, "Hey, guess what?"
I know that the background check shouldn't take that long. Usually it takes like just a short time. But the drug test, I won't be able to get there until Monday or Tuesday. And then I don't know how long that takes.
Mm,
Maybe it's just a in office thing, or maybe they have to send it out, or, and then I don't know when he wants me to start, like he didn't really tell me.
yeah,
Um, so he said around the 17th, but before like the end of the month. So that's like a window of 2 weeks too. And I don't really care either way. Like it's just like either I start and I start, or I,
yeah.
wait and start. It's not really, it's not really making a difference to me much either way.
I'm pretty
Do you ever see
excited
these?
for this for you.
You ever see this before?
Oh,
It's a stone and you like go like that.
oh,
It's called
is
a
it like one of
geisha, I
those
think.
gouache stones?
Yeah, yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. It just happened to be on my desk. I have no idea why I was there.
Well, it's a good place
You're
for it.
excited for me? You're
I
excited for me, you said?
I've been I go wash my face and I'm like and I find myself doing that a lot, like pushing my face back up.
Yeah, I don't know. I had that tape too. I stopped using it. I should start using it. But you was excited for me, like, cause it's something new, cause you didn't never been in this world before.
I
It's
think
exciting.
for your work,
Yeah.
oh, I'm really excited. I think it's one, I think it's incredible because I don't I just don't really see women selling these big giant pieces of equipment. So right there all by itself, I think that's pretty exciting. And then, it's like, then I want to know, like, do you ever get to drive one so you know
I
what it is
do.
you're selling?
I do get to drive. The really cool, I think, like, the coolest part of it is to always be behind the scenes in these places that, like, nobody ever really gets to be behind the scenes of. So, the famous Coney Island?
Yes.
Yeah, so the Coney Island, there's, a Wonder Wheel, which is famous, like, Ferris wheel,
Uh-huh.
and I've been on it, like, a bunch of times, and they needed a battery in their forklift, and the Coney Island is closed, and but their, like, operation is open, and I got to go in there, like, when it was closed and, like, measure and stuff, and he told me, like, "Oh, if you come back, you could, ride on the Wonder Wheel," whatever. I'm like, "Oh my god, thing scares the hell out of me." It's, like, the scariest Ferris wheel in the world because it has, like, these inside track and, like, an outside track. So the outside is regular, and then the inside, when you get to a certain point, it, like, falls off and, like, you feel like you're gonna, like, fall.
Oh,
So, yeah, I'm
huh.
like, "No, no, no, thank you. I don't wanna go on
Wow.
that."
Yeah, so it's quite a bit different than a regular Ferris
Yeah,
wheel.
and it's been there, like, forever. It's been there, like, probably almost as long as the famous roller coaster, you know?
Hmm.
So, him and his family, like, own that, so that was, like, a cool place to go. The UN I went to, and I got to go, like, in the back of the UN, and the dog has to come out and, like, sniff you in your car and, like, whatever you
Nice.
bring it. Yeah, yeah, so it's, like, so some of it is so cool, and Brinks I thought was really cool too because they have all, like, the gold and the platinum and the silver, it's, like, all around you, and you're, like, in this, like, place with all this fine, precious metals, and, like, that was really cool too. So I like to get to go behind scenes in all these places, bakeries and chocolate factories, and they all have their own different, like, protocol, like, you take your jewelry off, you have to put, like, stuffed aprons on, and sometimes you have to, like, step in certain solutions, so, like, you don't anything into the place, and it's kinda
Wow.
cool.
Yeah. So that goes back to that guy that wanted to date you because he wanted you on his arm. It's because you
Yeah.
truly have been everywhere. Know everybody.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I drove a 155,000 pound forklift. It was so friggin' big. It was like you needed to take a ladder to get up in it. And I have pictures of me driving that somewhere. But the little ones, like, yeah, I don't mind driving any of those like those pieces of equipment. The thing that I can't stand is it's called a scissor lift. So it's like a little basket on top of like something that looks like a scissor and it goes
Oh,
up and down.
yes. Yes.
Yes, and it's got, like, a basket on the top of it, like, goes like this. So, the thing with that is, when you're teaching the safety training about, there is no plan B. It's like,
Oh.
if you fall over, you're screwed. Like, it's not like duck and hold on, it's just like you're effed, you know? Um, the regular forklifts, people put their hands up on top when they're rolling over and they lose their arms. So you have to
Oh.
hold on to the steering wheel and, wear your seatbelt. Like, so like you have a shot in hell of like actually coming out of it. And there's this kid that I was watching on YouTube for like the longest time, and he has a part of an arm, his legs are both gone, his other arm is gone, and he's in like a little, they put him in like a little baskety kind of thing, and he has like a, everything functions on the outside except his heart. Such a cute kid. And I had no idea what happened to him. I knew he was in a horrific accident, and they went over like, when you had the accident, you were asked whether you wanted to live or not, and he chose to live, and
Oh,
he fell over in a forklift truck. It was on unsteady ground, and everything was not correct,
mm,
like it wasn't like it was supposed to be. And that's how he lost his arm and his other arm and his legs.
oh, wow.
Isn't that crazy? But I was watching it
Yeah.
for like, I had to be watching it for like a year, not knowing that he was in a forklift accident. They're
Wow.
horrendous accidents.
Yeah, that sounds horrible. My dad had he was taking a tractor back up to the ranch, and it was the one that has like a bucket on one side and a or it has a scoop on one side and the bucket on the other side. And there's big trucks taking old farm equipment and stuff down off the ranch for a couple of days. And so everything had been, the grate had all been broken up and stuff. And Dad wasn't on using a four-wheel drive that day to pull the tractor up there. So he was like, it kind of slipping. So he stopped. He's like, well, then I'll just take the tractor off and I'll just drive it up the rest of the hill. Don't have to fight with anything. And
Right.
he went to take the tractor off, and the tractor fell on him. And he was pinned under part of the tractor for a really long time, for a couple of hours. So they thought he would
Oh
lose
my
his
God.
limbs because they would have died in that time with necrosis. That they had to, the one, he was out in the middle of nowhere. So he had just enough mobility to wiggle his cell phone off his waistband and call his cousin that was actually up at the ranch and tell him to call 911. So, the fire trucks come out there and they're inflating all these things to get the tractor up to get my dad out from there. And and then he's sent over to the hospital, and he did not lose any limbs. And he
That's
was like,
amazing.
I'm like, Dad, just tell me,
The
did you
ground had to
swear?
be soft enough. Yeah, the ground had to be soft enough that
Yeah, I'm not. I
absorb.
was just like, he truly was Superman too, and he's like, here's
Yeah,
the thing. If the tractor would have fallen the other way, I wouldn't have had a dad right then. So yeah, so I'm like, so when he did pass away, I was kind of like, how did you survive these crazy things and come back with all these incredible rebounds to go somewhere? So I'm like, there's obviously must have been a lesson in there for mom to
right.
learn how to start taking care of things slowly, or something. So, but
How
yeah,
long ago? How old was he when that happened?
this was just before COVID, I'm pretty sure. I
Oh
think it was.
wow! So he was
Yeah,
like he was already a. It wasn't.
yeah.
He wasn't a young man.
Oh no,
Wow.
huh? He's in his 70s. So yeah,
Wow.
yeah. But he
Wow.
believed in you do. He believed in doing what the doctor said, minus pain pills. He's like, he has a high tolerance for pain, so he's like, the more I cannot do, the better off I am. But he says when they tell you do this, and when the rehabilitation people, PT people tell you do this, he says you do what they say. They're not just telling you that just to tell you that. There's a reason for it. And so
Yeah.
anytime he's had something happen or surgery or anything, he's always done what they tell him. Plus, he wills himself better too. His
Yeah.
attitude is not, well, shit, this happened. So,
I
yeah.
was so surprised when I had my shoulder surgery because I listen to everybody. You tell me to do something, I do it. Like they put the pain blocker on, and I didn't even take pain pills because they said take pain pills as needed. Well, that was a dumb thing, but I now know that you need to at least medicate like for the first like at least 12 hours or whatever. But
Yes.
I went in there, whatever they told me to do, I did, put the ice on it when I was supposed to put the ice on it, take it off, do this, do the stretching exercise, do that. I was so like, "Are you kidding? It's been 6 weeks and I'm not better yet?" Like, I was like, "What?" And and then
I've
I
done
had to go for
everything.
another. Yeah, I just really thought that I was gonna be okay. And then there was a guy that he ripped his tendon off the bone, did some
Oh,
jacked up his shoulder and blew out his bicep, and he was like doing all this stuff, and I was just like, "What the heck?" Like, I'm listening to everything, you know?
uh,
But some the guys told me the Dominic was the head, like, person at the therapy. He said, "Some people get their hips done, and they dance out of the operating room, and other people, it takes a really long time." And, like, I mean, there was times when they were, like, manipulating my arm and I was passing out. Like, I
mm.
mean, that there's, like that's how bad it hurt, you know?
Yeah,
And I got
it was,
frostbite too from putting too much ice on it.
oh man.
I was like, "Why is that skin dark?" He's like, "Is that where you put the ice?" I'm like, "Yeah." I thought it was a bruise. They're like, "It's frostbite. You're, like, putting too much ice because they didn't feel it, you know? It was, like,
Oh, oh
dead on.
wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and rotator cuff surgeries, those are pretty extensive, I hear. And not everybody comes back. Do you have full mobility, or did you only
So
come
I
back
d
with a certain range?
no, I do now, and it just feels like a stiff and for some reason, just like the last 2 weeks, I've been having pain in this arm, but
Mm,
it's, like, kinda, like, on the outside of my arm, and I don't remember where the pain started last time, and I am I, s did I tell you guys about the blood yesterday, or did I tell my sister that? That yeah, Dr. Moda, I told you about that blood
oh, yeah,
carries
yeah. Tell
made
your
out of
blood that
water, so
it, yeah,
I'm gonna start talking to my blood to tell
yeah.
it to repair my arm because I really don't want to be a problem. And then I had that problem with this arm because I just overused the hell out of this arm
Mm,
when this arm was in. But I listened to them, they told me not to drive. I didn't drive. I just walked everywhere.
mm,
I just was really I'm like when you tell me to do something, I do it. I'm like your dad. Like I
yeah,
don't I don't see why, some people are like they're driving right away and what if I hurt somebody?
yeah,
And
yeah.
then they could say, "You didn't have full mobility of your arm." And, like, thank God I was had the job that allowed me to, take off from work and, you know, here's one of my trophies, so yeah, hard to see because it's
Oh,
glass.
oh, nice. Hey, there's a ski
Oh.
resort here with the same name.
It's, like, so funny, a medical there's a medical, company, and then there's, like I mean, so many people have that name. The new company is a different name. We'll see how that goes. We'll s
So is
um,
Altad's actual name, or is that an acronym for something?
no, it is Ulta, and they
Mm.
have, like, a couple different divisions, so they definitely have them out by you. They
Oh,
have they do equipment sales, then they do service, and then they do, like, dock and door, like, all the garage doors, and then they do machinery, and they do trucking. So, I mean, they do a lot,
oh
you
wow,
know?
that's a big
Very
place.
big company. There's like 94 dealerships or something like that across the US, and then they have like
Wow.
6 in Canada. Yeah, it was cool to
Wow.
work for like a big company, but,
Huh.
it's all good. And the other thing is that, you said about the tow that he was towing this stuff, your father.
Mm-hmm.
The first forklift was actually made from a tow machine. So the
Oh.
guy was the Sears and Roebucks guy. He took it and he changed it and he put a lift mechanism on it, and he used the little plow kinda like one of
Huh.
them on display, like they had it at that old place that I worked for, the one before this one. and it was like a refurb, like it was very, very cool. And they had the instructions for it and everything. And I
Wow.
think it was like 1930s, yeah, 1930s or something like that. He did it.
That's
It's amazing. Some
amazing.
people,
Yeah.
yeah, see, and if he worked for my boss, he wouldn't have got credit for that. If I come up with some great idea, I'm gonna have to leave. I'm sorry, I gotta leave. I got a great idea. I gotta leave. He
Oh,
he definitely believes what he's saying though, because he's like, yeah, if you come up with it, I'm paying you to like. I'm like, okay, yeah, or whatever, dude.
yeah.
But it is work related. It is work related. It's not anything else.
Yeah, that's so neat.
Yeah.
So,
So now your work just work Monday through Friday?
I do. I do. I
Yeah.
I I work really hard at manipulating my schedule, so I only have a half a day of work on Friday. Doesn't always work out in my favor though, but yeah, so it's an extra hour isn't anything to have time off at the end of the week, so
Look, yeah, I know.
yeah.
It's so interesting. It's like I know throughout my whole entire life, I would get over like do it. Like I was in gymnastics, I was doing this, I was doing that, like, do all these things. And then you're like, oh my God, I'm just so tired. I just don't want to do anything. And then you like kind of like get stop doing things. And
Yeah,
then
you
you're
get the
like,
I don't
oh
want
God, I
us.
need to do something. Then you're like bored. You go, I gotta do something. But really do a lot of things. And it's hard to put them down and say like, oh yeah, I could just do this less or that less. The group that I go to, I really feel like if I wasn't busy, I would need to go more often because like if you have spare time and you're not doing anything, but I do believe that if you are busy and you are keeping yourself busy and you haven't had a problem for 10, 20, 30, 40 years, I think that you can replace it with other stuff, you
Yeah.
know?
Well, I think that's true with any addiction, right? We replace addiction with addiction. It's just hopefully your new addiction is something very healthy.
Yeah. Yeah, like I say all the time, like it was funny. I won when I won a different award, one of the guys says to me, Debbie, what exactly did you win? Like, were you in some kind of contest or something? I go, no, I was recognized and I won an award that doesn't even have like a prize. It's just like a yeah, affirmation that I like did a good job. It's just they recognizing me. And like some people get so tweaked with like the verbiage and it's like
Um,
how you can't possibly be in this society and say like, I'm not going to participate in anything that you can't win. I mean, like one person went to like a gas station and the receipt was like a ticket to win something. And they were like, oh my God, like I broke my, no, you didn't. They gave you a friggin' advertising thing. Like throw it out, ignore it, you know? Uh, Another person said that they got, a scratch off for like a JC Penney for
hmm
like a discount. And they're like, "Yeah, but I can't scroll." Oh, it's a friggin' advertisement. You people are absolutely out of your minds. Like,
Yeah,
that's
it's
just ridiculous. What are
10%
you
off or
go to your
15%
neighbors?
off. Scratch it and find out. Yeah.
Yeah. What are you gonna go to your neighbors and start taking everybody's advertisement out of their mailbox? Like, like, I believe, like, the addiction is something that, like, you're getting satisfaction from, like, right away, like, and you're participating in it. I mean, like, everybody has a different, you know, um, definition. There was somebody that told me that if I wanted to bowl, which I hurt my shoulder, I'm probably not gonna bowl anymore. Um, so, "Oh, if you wanted to bowl, you can't bowl," and I'm like, "What are you talking about? I can't bowl." "Yeah, well, because the prizes, you like, the prize that you never even make back, like, what you put in, like, right? I'm like, that's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
And then if you want to run like the New York City Marathon, you're really not supposed to run that either because that's a contest as well. I go, well, let's put it this way. I'm not coming in first, second, or third. So I don't understand how that's a freaking contest.
Hmm.
And any activity that's a physical activity that is associated with a prize to me is not gambling. I don't find that to be gambling. That's a
Yeah.
merit for whatever place you came, but they see it different. So
Yeah,
I
you're
said
not.
if I was a marathon runner, I would just have to have a new date every year, like, because you claim your date that I'd be like, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't
Give people
have
much,
your objective is a lot different.
yeah,
When I went to the when I used to when I my last divorce, I kind of he and I had been going to the casino a lot, and so when we weren't together, it's like he had alienated me from all my friends here, so everybody then I knew was all the employees at the casino. So I was going out there a lot.
right,
And then I'd sit there and I'm
right.
like, I didn't want to go to bed. I didn't want to do this. But it's when I got tired that I started losing my money. I just played and had fun, not expecting anything. But then there's this point where, okay, well, if I start drinking, then I'm going to have an expectation. And then things just go downhill. So it's like, don't do that and have a cocktail. Don't do this and do this. And so, but I had a moment where I was struggling to not go there.
A
So,
brush, a brush.
yeah.
And I would say that my thing was that as well because it was a comfortable place to be because people had to be tested to go there for COVID, and you weren't allowed in if you didn't bring proof that you were inoculated, that you had the shot.
Yeah.
And if you wore your mask, everybody was like supposed to wear a mask, so I felt comfortable wearing my mask. Like I didn't feel like people were like, "Oh, you're not wearing, you're wearing a mask." Like if I went somewhere, the corner, there's a supermarket at the corner, and there were so many people that got sick from there in the very, very beginning.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, people got long COVID and this, that, and the other thing. And even though it was like you didn't have to wear a mask anymore, I went there one day and there was an old lady and she says, "Oh, I'm the only one with the mask on." I said, "Well, I'll put my mask on then." Like I would go and wear my mask so other people felt okay to wear masks.
Yeah, I like
And
that.
yeah, and my dad was old and like God forbid, like I went out and I was with people that I didn't know were or whatever, then I wouldn't have felt like it was okay for me to go see my dad. And I wanted to always make sure that I could go see my dad. So I was super careful.
Yeah.
And so that made it a safe place for me to go. And like I spent more money than I should have, but I certainly didn't spend money that I didn't have. It was money I had.
Yeah.
And I didn't ever go like during work when I was always going after work. Maybe I stayed up too late at night, you
Yeah.
know. And then they have questions like that you ask yourself like to find out if that's your problem, if you have a problem. And they're like the first couple of questions, like I didn't lose time from work. I didn't hurt anybody. Like, so I'm saying no, 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 no. And then they're like, did you ever sell anything to gamble? Right. So I'm like, I said to my sister, stuff to get rid of from my Amazon shop. So what
Oh,
I'll do is I'll sell it. And when I sell it, I'll freely take that money and go gamble with it. So that's not the essence of that question. That question is like, did you sell your cell phone so you could go gamble? Did
yeah.
you sell, you know, something you needed? That wasn't, did you sell stuff from your Amazon shop that was like, sitting on a shelf? I didn't have to sell it to go. I could have just went and gambled.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a whole like thing. And then I'm a person that like follows rules. Like, so if you tell me these are the rules, I'm gonna follow the rules.
Yeah.
Just gonna follow the rules. And then, they're like, oh, you have to come this many times in this many days. And then I did that. And then like I'm looking around, but nobody, all these other people aren't doing all this stuff, you know?
Oh,
And the meetings are 3 hours.
oh,
So
that's a long time.
it's like, SO if you go 5 times a week, that's 15 hours.
Yeah,
I'm tired. I'm
yeah,
like, I don't want to go 15 hours. And they keep opening more meetings. And so, like, if I go once or twice because it's somebody's like celebration or something, that should be fine. And then I have people calling me up. You have to come on. No, I don't.
yeah,
No, I don't.
yeah.
No,
You're
you know.
not going and gambling, so yeah.
And, like my therapist, my doctor that I've been to for so when I had the heart attack, I would have little panic attacks that because nothing was wrong with me beforehand, and then there was nothing, they didn't put any device in me, or I didn't get a stent or nothing. And then it's just like, what if it happens again? So that
Mm,
would keep me up at night.
yeah,
And then I would get like a panic attack. It's very hard to determine if it's a panic attack or or a heart
yeah.
attack, right? So
Yeah,
then they gave
so
me like something to take.
yeah,
They gave me something to take, like to calm me down. And if I calm down, then I know it's not a heart attack. And then
yeah.
luckily it's never been. So, it's
Yeah,
a,
I
it's
wonder
a,
how what the statistics actually are from people that are experiencing panic and thinking that they're having a heart attack. I mean,
it's high, I think.
hopefully it's not a whole lot, but I mean, I can definitely see how that happens. I mean, your chest tightens, you get shallow breaths, and yeah, sometimes you can sweat, be upset to your stomach, all kinds of things. So that is pretty interesting, but I could definitely see how that would be a concern after having
I
one. I
brought,
mean, that's not made up.
yeah, I brought my girlfriend to the hospital. It had to be like a year before that happened to me. And we were like, so what? You had a panic attack. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, so what? You had a panic attack. And when the thought in my head was like, all this is adding up. And if it is a panic attack, I mean, I'll laugh. I'll call all my friends tomorrow and tell them it was a panic attack. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care, but I
Yeah.
still have to go. And on the way to the hospital, I do this. I go, boom. I got like a, whoa, man. I was like, that was bad. I got like a pang. Like,
Oh,
like, like, I think it's, I think it's your I think we have a natural defibrillator in our heart. And if you're healthy, quote unquote healthy, and your blood pressure drops to like below a certain thing, your natural defibrillator, it's one of the valves, I think like gives you this bang, right? And I experienced it that time. And I experienced it when I took a Z pack.
oh, yeah,
I had a reaction to the Z pack because I think it lowers your blood pressure. So that same thing happened where I woke up and I'm like, oh, like God. And then I went to the hospital, and a couple weeks after I was there, somebody sent me an article that there are people that have very bad reactions to Z packs, and you should never take another Z pack ever again in your life, like that kind of thing.
oh wow,
So yeah, like I will never take it again. But I do have a low blood pressure, and I do, so it fits. It makes sense that that was
yeah.
what happened.
Oh. That's kind of
So
scary. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Like that's what I'm prescribed because I'm allergic to penicillin. So it would be horrible if I had a
so
reaction
are
to
you
that too,
really,
because then what would I
are
be
you,
taking?
yeah,
A bathtub full of
are you
herbs.
allergic to penicillin, or have you tested yourself lately?
I haven't had it since I was little, but when I was given it, I went into anaphylactic shock. So my
So
mom's just said, "Don't do it, you'll die."
don't take it.
So that's just gone
So
on with me for all my years.
me too. And the other thing was that my mother didn't know which one of us was allergic to it. She knew one of us was.
Oh,
And I recently, within the last couple of years, because I don't have any recourse to take, I have to take steroids if, like, something happens and and they can't
Oh,
cure it, right? And then there's another medication that I have a really bad stomach reaction with, like, I get nauseous and I throw up and, like, it's not good either.
mm,
Uh, Begins with an E. But anyway, so I went to the doctor and she said it's the most common, like 99% of the people that think they're allergic to penicillin are not allergic to penicillin because your little body cannot adjust to the penicillin and it has a reaction. And then the parents just stop giving it to them. But it's
oh,
a really great drug. And
oh,
since everybody's becoming so, antibiotic, their tolerance is going up to it. If you have a chance to take the test, they do it in your arm. They did it in my arm, and then they said, "Do you wanna take a tablet in the office and see if you have reaction?" I said, "No," because, like, I don't really wanna take antibiotics if I don't have to take it. Like, I'll wait till the next time I have to take it. So my dentist gave me a very low dose, for my teeth,
oh, huh.
and it was wonderful. It was like a
Oh,
wonderful drug, and I'm not allergic to it. So
oh,
I
for
told my
heaven's
sister she
sakes.
should get it. Yeah, but the allergist said that it's the most common drug for people to think they're allergic to, but it was really just that their little bodies couldn't handle it, and now that
Hmm.
everybody tolerates it just fine.
Oh, well,
And it
now
was like
I'm quite curious. I'll have to check that out sometime. Add
yeah,
that
and
into my, yeah,
it's probably better off because, like, if you just have something that's, like, simple and could be eradicated with just that antibiotic, you don't need a Z-Pack. Like, the Z-Pack is like, like, overkill. That, like, should be saved for, like, when you really got something really bad, you know?
yeah, yeah.
Or like Cipro, I would have to take Cipro all the time.
Oh,
Like, that's another heavy duty one, you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Yeah, depending on so it's interesting how, like, things get, like, brushed under the rug, right? And then you don't, like, go anywhere with it. The other thing with art was I would tell everybody, "You should get a baseline," because if you don't ever have, like, a stress test and I mean, I was in my 40s, right? So much less people were having stress tests done in their 40s. Like, if I say it now, yeah, we've all had stress tests, you know? But
Yeah.
in my 40s, my 38, 40s, it's like everybody should get a stress test done because you have your baseline, you have your ejection fraction, you have, like, all that on record, and then, you know, if there's an abnormality, they could see how bad it was or, it's a
That's
good
not
thing to
something
do.
I've had. I haven't had one of those. So, and I'm
It's so easy
56, so I
too.
probably should.
It's so easy too. It's like, did you ever have, like, an echocardiogram?
No,
Oh, yeah, you should do them then. I
no.
mean, it's definitely non-invasive at all.
Mm.
Uh, you walk on a treadmill, see how fast your reaction time is, like, they stress your heart, and they make you get it, like, get your heart rate up to a certain level, I think 80 or 90% of your heart rate, um, maximum heart rate, and then they see how long it takes for it to come down,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that recovery time is how fit you are,
Oh,
and, then the ejection fraction they measure when they do the echocardiogram, that's just the wand, kinda thing, and you hear your blood going like, "Choo, choo, choo,"
oh,
and the
wow.
ejection fraction is how much of a force you have there.
Huh.
Um, yeah, and it's like, covered on your insurance, and I
Oh,
had to
that's
go
cool. Yeah.
I used to have to go, like, every 3 months, then it was every 4 months, then it was every 6 months. Now I really do need to go again. Um, I probably should I'll just wait till I get my new insurance, then I'll get a new doctor.
Yeah.
I had the leading doctor in, women's health, heart health. She was in Manhattan, and her name was Nisa Goldberg, and she wrote, like, a bunch of books, and she was, like, a little tiny bitty little thing. She was so cute,
Wow.
but now she works for, like, this it's a very cool thing. It's pretty much for people that are very well off. They are in, like, a residence where there's doctors there and there's specialists, and they like live like in their own setting, but they also have like the doctor on staff there, and they cook the meals, and you could do like your own stuff, but you could also participate in like, group stuff. It's very fancy, fancy shindig of a place, and that's where she
Yeah.
lives now.
It's like a
Yeah.
resort for medical
Resort.
people.
It's for like 90-year-olds. But
Wow.
yeah, so she's doing that now. And she has a podcast too, I think.
Hmm.
But
So
yeah,
have you heard,
interesting.
I don't know if this is just somebody being silly, but I had I don't even remember where I was at or how long ago it was, but somebody told me that the best way to be an elderly person was to just live on a cruise ship, just continually travel everywhere because you have everything right there on the ship. So you never
They
have to
have
move into like assisted living because you got it all right
so
there.
fun so funny because I saw this uh they took an older ship and they converted it to a residence, and they
Oh,
travel around, and they were filling it up, and there's very interesting people on it. Like some people bought like two cabins, and they
oh.
renovated it. And then there's like a gay couple. They had like one room, and then they decided they wanted a different room because like there wasn't enough sun or whatever, and they go all over the place. And that's where these people are retiring. They're retiring on this cruise ship, and they just go from place to place to place. And you can have some of your family and friends come visit you, and there's some open rooms where like there's a different folk coming in, usually visitors.
Huh.
um and it's a community, it's a floating community. And it I was following that on TikTok for a while, and while they I saw the show where they like was sold that whole idea, and then like they were waiting for it, and then it had to pick up the people like from all different places because not everybody was like from America, and not everybody was from England, and not everybody, so people were boarding on at different times because like their cabins weren't ready. And you know
Oh,
and the food is like completely set up different. It was pretty cool.
that sounds really
And to
cool.
live in like a little space like that. I mean, it would be nice also if you had like a place to hang your hat too, like, like I really like those tiny home communities, but if it was just a little bit bigger, like a small home community, like I don't
Yeah,
I
yeah, a
have
little
my
bit bigger
house.
than a tiny home.
Yeah. And like if they use that same philosophy, right? Like where they're really purposeful about like using the space and everything, Like my sister has one of those RVs.
Oh,
Like
uh-huh.
there's so much stuff in the RV. It's like, well, if you could, just use some of that tiny home living, technology, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, my house is about 1,100 square feet. I don't use, I practically never use the dining room, but like to walk through it. I have like half the basement I don't even like touch. That's just like storage and stuff. And like I just use the side that has the washer. And if I didn't use my office, I could just use I have a desk in my living room,
Mm-hmm.
but I have two bedrooms. That's it. It's, a small kitchen, small bathroom. I only have one bathroom. And so it's not a big house. I don't want a big house. I want like a smaller house,
Yeah.
like
I can remember like growing up, like, oh, I'm gonna have this great big giant house, blah 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 blah. And then all of a sudden I get older, I'm like, if I have this great big giant house, I have to do all that cleaning.
right?
So it's like it's kind of funny how what the 9 to 15-year-old me wanted versus the grown up me wanted. So yeah. And I
Me
definitely
and Linda
think that the smaller is better getting older, other than, that extra room for, the well, I like to craft, so it's kind of nice to have a
yeah,
place to put it at because then
like
it's
a
not all
desk,
over
like an
everywhere.
office.
Yeah,
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 like an office.
yeah.
Um, I do have a problem with like getting rid of things. Like I really need to. I feel so much better when I get rid of things, but I have an attachment to things really bad.
Yeah.
So that's one of
I
those things.
I I
But me
can
and my
relate to
sister,
that. Yeah.
yeah, when we were younger, and we would play like whatever we were pretending, it's so funny because I always wanted to play office and she always wanted to play house. And
Oh.
it's like so like she has 4 kids, right? And
Yeah.
she does like all the mommy things, right?
Huh.
The career girl. It's like just so bizarre that like
Huh.
it was I don't think you change who you are. Like that's I came here to do this, you know. I
Yeah,
came here
yeah,
and I'm really good at running and owning and being like the person that runs the business, but that whole back end of like having things done on time and paying taxes and having this form in and that form, oh my God, that's just the worst part of it. And I luckily I was in advertising, so advertising, you don't have to collect tax, you know, you have to still pay your taxes, but
yeah,
like it's not like a sales tax. Like, can you imagine that whole other layer would be
yeah.
annoying, you
Huh.
know? It'd
Hmm.
be crazy.
Yeah.
So I have to think what I need to do with this shoulder to see if like I don't want to injure it anymore. And in the back of my head, there's a lady that is at my group. She had like 3 shoulder surgeries.
Oh,
So that's fun.
yeah.
But
I
it's like
wonder
it
if
doesn't hurt.
have you ever gone into the wow, my arm is still kind of tender where I had that flu shot a couple weeks ago. Um, have you ever gone into like the chiropractor or the kinesiologist and got set up on those little electric things? I wonder if you could just go in and have the electricity put on it and see if that will
Yeah.
adjust something.
My chiropractor was on my block, which was fabulous.
Mm,
And he was one of those chiropractors like once they take x-rays like in the very beginning, like he never like kept taking them or anything like that.
mm, hmm.
And I get migraines when I don't have caffeine at the right time or whatever. It's like almost like a cycle.
Oh,
And I would just go there and be like, "Oh, doc, I got a headache coming on." And he'd be like, "Yeah, come in." You know, like, and he didn't need to see you all the time. He wasn't one of those. It was like when you needed
nice.
him.
Yeah.
And he had a hip replaced and he couldn't find anybody to take over his practice when he got his, so he just retired. He's just like, "That's it, I'm done."
Huh.
So now I don't have a chiropractor anymore. Um, yeah, so I have to like either find a chiropractor or, you know, I go for massages and stuff like that, but that's I probably should go to the guy that did my arm and just have him look at it. It
Just
might
to
be
make
something simple.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he'll just make me do therapy for a little while or something. Or
Yeah.
I could maybe do the exercises I was supposed to do. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I mean like
that you
I
used to
was
do.
doing.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that I used to do. Yeah.
yeah,
It
yeah,
definitely doesn't hurt like it did hurt, you know?
yeah,
It's just kind of like maybe I just zigged when I should have zagged, or maybe I slept funny.
yeah.
That little
But that's
boy,
still, it'd be kind of horrible that it took that long to make it. I mean, to have slept on it wrong, it's bothered you for a good week now, hasn't
a
it?
couple of days now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of days. Um, the um the little dog that I have, Max, if he gives me this much of my queen size bed, it doesn't matter where we start out. He just like keeps coming, and then I'm like on like this, like, excuse me, and then like I'll take the whole like bed sheet or blanket that he's on, I like move it over, and then I wake up in the morning, I'm like this again. It's like, how does this dog like rule my life? Takes all the freaking bed. Um,
Oh.
so tomorrow is going to be an interesting day. They're having a dinner dance, and so that's going to be exciting tomorrow for the group. And it's like the first time they had a dinner dance since uh, before COVID.
Oh wow.
So yeah, so there might be a couple of people coming. They do have a DJ, so that should be fun. There's a couple people there that really like to dance, so they're like, all like, "Oh, Deb, you coming to come?" Because they know I dance, right?
Yeah.
And then, there's gonna be some food, and I'm just gonna think really positive thoughts that it's just gonna be a really nice, good time,
Yeah, it sounds
and,
like a really
put
nice
it out.
Saturday evening.
Yeah. I think it
Yeah.
starts at, like, 7, so
Oh, so it's
I'll be
perfect.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it's good. And there's this older guy that, goes, "My wife isn't gonna be around," so he's like, "Could you pick me up? Can I be your date?" He's one of my friends from, Tony Robbins. He was, he knows Tony Robbins personally from years and years ago when Tony used to come to New York all the time, met, and they were friends. Pseudo friends, but he talks about Tony all the time, so he likes me because I'm a Tony guy, you know?
That's cool.
It's all good. All right, kiddo. It's
Oh, we made
12:02.
it to the top of the hour. Yeah.
We made it to the top of the hour,
Yeah.
and I think that, like, if we don't have any, like, guests coming on, maybe we should start working on different things that, like, whatever we're trying to achieve, or, see if we, could celebrate our wins. Did you
Yeah,
finish your book?
yeah, I think that sounds really good. I
Yeah.
definitely like your how to talk to AI.
Oh,
Because
yeah, I could go on for that for hours.
yeah, because you're right. It's like it's the world of Google. It took over and you only need to say this to Google and it gets done. And you say that to AI and it's like so
Have
yeah.
you have you updated your Alexa? Do you have an Alexa?
I I do and it hasn't been hooked up yet. So she's been sitting in the
Oh,
box since
okay.
I moved into my place.
Because there's a new update, and there is a very big difference. Uh, you don't have to
Oh,
keep saying, yeah, and it's free right now to update. Great. I guess they're gonna try to hit people after a while. Um, she tries to learn you a little bit better.
oh
And
nice.
she could remind you of certain things. She has different voices. She lied to me though because she told me that I have I have more than one Alexa. So Alexa downstairs is Alexa, up here it's Echo. So I'm
Uh-huh.
like, do I have to call this one Echo and that one? Because I'll be like half asleep and I'm trying to tell it to shut the alarm off and I can't remember that it's Echo and not Alexa,
Oh, uh-huh.
So she said, "Oh yeah, you could call me whatever you'd like," but that's not true because it doesn't work when
Oh.
when I called Echo Alexa. Um, I have the doorbell. I have um I have one for the car too that I haven't used, but I'm gonna use it
Oh.
when I start working again because, like, to find directions, like, sometimes the when you're trying to put it in and you're driving, it's terrible. But if you talk to Alexa, so it's you plug it into your car and then it
Oh.
it works off your phone. So I haven't tried it yet, but I'll find
Well,
out.
that would be nice because it is kind of silly to have the navigation right there because you have to take your eyes off the road to look at it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's when you're inputting the navigation is the problem, especially, like, around
Oh,
here.
like
Like,
if you
I
don't
might
know where
not
you're going.
yeah, like, I might be like, "Did I miss the turn?" And it's like, "I have no idea what you're talking about, Debbie." But if it's Alexa, I could be like, "Hey, Alexa," so
Yeah.
try that out. And, there was one other thing. Oh, that bracelet that I have, it's called the Bee, and it records the whole conversation that I'm having, and then it puts it to an email.
Oh,
So
that
if
is
I'm
so
talking about
cool.
stuff that is so cool. And then I can go back and say, they said they had this, and it's in writing, right? And then
Yeah.
so if I'm talking to somebody, it's like magic. And
Yeah.
some people are like, well, that's not right that you're taping people, but what's the difference if I'm writing it down and I write it down wrong than
Yeah.
opposed to me, I don't do anything nefarious with it. I shut it off when I'm having private conversations with people, but when it's
Yeah.
stuff that I have to remember, um, that's a really good thing. And there's another one called Plowed, Plaud, and it looks like a credit card, and it does the same thing. Only
Yeah.
you have to pay for the service. This one that's called B Computer is you wear it on your wrist and you only pay for it once, and
Oh,
you can have it, you can pay for an upgrade if you wanted to make airline reservations for you and restaurant reservation. I don't need that. I just need it to record what I'm talking about, and it learns your voice, but
that's
can't not
cool.
tell the difference between me and Linda. It thinks me and Linda are the same person, so if I'm talking to Linda, it's just like, "Why are you talking to yourself?" Fun, fun, fun.
That's too funny.
All right, Susie Q.
All righty. Well, I I'm excited to hear how tomorrow evening happens when we
Yes,
hop on. So that'll be fun to
it should
hear.
be fun. It
Yeah.
should be fun.
Yeah.
And,
All right.
all righty, I will talk to you soon.
Okay, good night.
Good night. That's a wrap. That's another day. So I am going to try to put what we spoke about on the podcast and see if we get more viewers that way. And have a great day, everybody.